You cannot embrace an abundance life with a poverty mindset. You cannot embrace living a life of success and abundance and living a life of success and greatness and purpose and destiny with a poverty mindset. You cannot embrace a millionaire mindset. But you are thinking poverty. You have a poverty mindset. You cannot embrace a millionaire mindset, but yet you still have a poverty mindset. That is what we are going to talk about today. I know people say, is this Winners for Life Coaching podcast? Are we talking about finances and a millionaire mindset? That's right. I'm releasing that in the atmosphere. We are talking about having a millionaire mindset. This is Coach Antonio Landis Thompson, your empowerment, success, and purpose coach, helping you become all what you were designed to be. Helping you become all what you were designed to be. Sit back, relax, and let us go on a journey together of transformation together. Winners for Life Coaching Podcast, a place where you discover your success, your greatness, your purpose, your destiny, and become all what you were designed to be. That's right. You were placed in this world to tap into that potential, tap into that greatness, tap into that purpose that is inside of you, and release it, certified and credentialed through the International Coaching Federation. Can you give me permission? Can you give me permission to coach you? Can you give me a permission to be your coach? Can you give me permission where we could have a discussion today, a coaching session? And let's get our agreement. Our agreement today is talking about having a millionaire mindset. I just felt a shift. These couple days, it has been a shift in my life. Our agreement is that we're going to talk about having a millionaire mindset and what are your expectations, okay? What do you expect to get out of this session? So I can hear somebody say, I want to get out of this session how to be a millionaire. I want you to know that everything that is said in this coaching session is between me and you. Everything is confidential. That's how I roll. That's how I operate. And if you reach out to me and you want me to share your story, just let me know. Also, people are reaching out to me. You may be interested in getting coached by me. Just go to my website, AntonioLandisThompson.com, and send me a message. Hit me up. Or you might be interested in having me as a speaker to do a seminar or at your conference. Hit me up. You have that access. Feel free to reach out to me. Everything is on the website. The different coaching packages are on the website. So now we have an agreement. And now we have our expectations. Someone reached out to me like yesterday. And they reminded me of who I am. You know, sometimes in life, you need people. I wouldn't say you need. Sometimes in life, the way life is that people come into your life to remind you of something that you started or was going to do, and maybe you forgot it, and then they remind you. This person reminded me yesterday, Coach Antonio Landis Thompson, I see you as a millionaire. Right? see you as this millionaire. I see you wealthy, financial independent. And when they said that to me, there was a shift. Just like in coaching, you could ask a certain question in coaching, and then there's a shift. You could actually feel the shift. And I started thinking about a millionaire mindset. And I started thinking about this. And I'm going to throw this coaching question out to you. And I asked myself this: what impact can you make if you were a millionaire? Or what impact can you make if you were a billionaire? I want you to think about that. Now, some of you who are listening to this podcast, you already tap into that millionaire status. You already tap into that billionaire status. And I don't think money is a problem. I think the love of money, right? The love of money is the root of all evil. But money's not evil. Because money has to keep these lights on. Money has to give me the equipment. It's because of money that I can get this podcast out to you. So therefore, I realize that we have these beliefs in our mind that money isn't the problem. It is the love of it. Now, when I put money in front of my family, and when I start to sacrifice people for money, and I start to love money, and I make money a god, then that is a problem. But you need money to pay bills, baby. You need money to pay the mortgage. You need money to pay the car note. You need money to go to the doctor. You need money. You need currency to go to the grocery store to get some food. And what I realized as this person was talking to me, as we was talking, I realized this. You cannot tap into abundance with a poverty mindset. Ooh. Let's just stay there for a second. And there's so many ways we could go into this coaching session today. You cannot tap into abundance, wealth, abundance of health, abundance in relationships, abundance in your marriage, abundance in family, abundance in your community, abundance as a citizen. You cannot tap into abundance with a poverty mindset. And one of the things that has held some of us back, and it held me back for a while, of tapping into that financial freedom is that poverty mindset. I was thinking about the story of the Israelites, and they came out of they came out of Egypt, and they were on their way to the promised land. They came out of Egypt and they were on their way to the promised land. And according to historians and according to records, the journey that was 2 weeks or scheduled for 2 weeks ended up being 40 years. Woo! And some of them had that poverty mindset, and they wanted to return back to the old ways. They wanted to return back to that place where there was pain, there was suffering. You can barely make it. Why? It's because all they knew was that poverty mindset. And I realized the reason why some of us, and I've struggled with this for some years, and I thank God I went through the process of changing my mindset. The reason why some of you have a problem with money is because you have a poverty mindset. And we say things like this. We say, those rich people, those kids, and when you say those rich kids and those rich people, you already said to yourself, you are not wealthy. And I realize having a millionaire mindset and having a poverty mindset, they both have one thing in common. It's both a mindset. Mm. Here's a coaching question to you today. Do you have a poverty mindset or do you have an abundance mindset? That's a good question. Do you say things like, I can't afford it? Money don't grow on trees. Hmm? You know what I realize now? That life and death is in the words that we say. And we kill ourselves based on the words that we say. I don't say I can't afford nothing no more. I say to myself, it's not a good investment at this time. Meaning that it's not that I can't afford it, it's not a good investment. And what has happened is that when you look in our lives from we were young, the families we grow up in, the communities we grow up in, the friends that we hang around, and even the countries or the cultures that we are part of, we adapted certain mindsets about abundance, about finances, about wealth. Think about this. I heard someone say this. If you have a problem with money, you don't have to worry. Because people who have a problem with money, money will never find you. Mm. If you have a problem with wealth, I mean financial wealth, if you have a problem with financial wealth, then guess what? Money is not going to find you because money is a currency. That's what money is currency. Like the current, the water, current. Money flows. And money is like an is an energy, it's an attraction. And whatever you are vibrating on inside, whatever frequency you have on the inside, some people call it vibe, some people call it spirit, some people call it frequency. Whatever energy, spirit, frequency, vibration you are operating on inside, that is what you attract. If you have a problem every time you see people with wealth and you kind of squinch a little bit or it rubs you the wrong way, you see there's something going on there. You have to ask yourself, where did you get these beliefs from? Where did you get these beliefs? We're talking about this. Somebody challenged me this week. They reminded me, hey, coach, I see you as a millionaire. And you know what? I said, thank you for reminding me that I'm placed on this earth to be a millionaire. Now, here's the thing about money. Ooh. Think about this. And some of you say, I don't want all of this money. Well, the question is, why you don't want all of this money? Imagine this, and this is what I thought about. I want to challenge you as a coach, and you might have some problems about abundance and having a lot of money. Imagine the impact you can have on your family if you had $1 million right now. Imagine the people you can help. Maybe you may be the person that the money comes to and you have access to help. Sometimes when I hear people, they say they're going to college, and I would say, boy, I wish I just had the money to write a check for this person to go to college. If not for 4 years, just the first year, pay it off. Because I know what it is to go to college, and I needed money, and I stepped out on faith. Or you see this couple, they just got married, finances are tight. Wow, it would be great just to write a check to say, hey, for the whole year, I just want you focus on developing your marriage. You all get to know each other. Me and my wife, we're going to pay your rent for an entire year. Or a family got replaced. They lost their job. And I say, hey, me and your wife, me and my wife, we're just going to buy you a house. Imagine the impact that you can have on your family. I'm stretching our minds today. Imagine the impact that you could have on your family financially now. Imagine what you could do with the resources to help you fulfill your purpose and dreams. The more money you see, what people think, they want to get a lot of money just to drive a nice car. They want to get a lot of money just to have a nice jet. Those things are okay. You could have your car, you could have your jet. But you know what? You know what I realize? Money is given to us. And we can use that money to make an impact in people's lives. Imagine the programs that you can have. Imagine if you own a gym. People could come to your gym and have conferences. They could have basketball tournaments there. They could have volleyball tournaments there. And you could say, hey, you don't have to worry about the cost of renting a gym. I have a gym. Imagine if you own a hotel and people are being misplaced or what have you. You could say, hey, you could come stay at my hotel for a whole month. Everything is taken care of. Imagine if you had your own hotel. Imagine the impact you could have. You could have your own conferences. Imagine if you had your own airplane. Imagine if you had multiple cars. I want us to stretch our mind with having a millionaire mindset, not having a millionaire mindset just to obtain wealth, not just not having a lot of money just to say we having a lot of money, but to have a lot of money to make an impact in this world. The more money you have, the more lives you can impact. But if you have problems with money, you are not going to embrace this abundance mindset. Now, this is something I don't think I've ever spoken to or talked about or touched on the podcast in our community. Why are you having these feelings? Why are you looking at those people as being rich? You are rich. Why are you looking at those people and saying they are wealthy? You are wealthy. And wealth is not just finances. Wealth of health. Wealth of relationships. Wealth of associates. Wealth of connections. Wealth, spirit, soul, and body abundance. This year, my theme this year is 360 degrees abundance. You cannot walk in a millionaire mindset and you still have a mindset of a slave. You still have a mindset of poverty. And be careful of the people who always remind you of poverty. It's hard. We never coming out of this. This how it is. This how it was in my family. And this how everybody be careful who speak into your life. I didn't even check in. Forgive me. How are you doing? I know this is a lot to impact for some of us, but I want us to see. Winners for Life Coaching Podcast is a place where you discover your success, your greatness, your purpose, and your destiny, and become all what you're designed to be. And doing that, I don't just want to have another podcast. I don't just want to have another episode. I want the episodes that challenge our thinking, that help us shift. And maybe this podcast or this episode today has shifted you and helped you change your mindset of wealth. What is your aha moment today in this coaching session? What emotions are you feeling right now? I felt like doing a morning motivation meditation like, I am wealth. I am abundance. I am success. I am greatness. I am purpose. I am destiny. You know what came up to you? What came up to you in this coaching session today? What came up? What emotions are you feeling right now? What are some things that you may be struggling right now mentally in terms of hearing this information today? But also, what are you taking away? What is something you said, you know what? I'm going to take that away. I'm going to think about this. I'm going to sit on it. I'm not sure about what Coach Antonio Landis Thompson said, but guess what? I'm open to it. You know, what are some things you're taking away? But also, I want to hold you accountable. What are you going to do? What are some action steps that you are going to do to shift from that poverty mindset to abundance mindset? I encourage you today. We cannot walk in abundance and having a millionaire mindset, having a mindset of a great family, a great home, a great business, being a great worker. We cannot walk in abundance with a poverty mindset. And I challenge you today. Imagine if you become a millionaire. Imagine if you become a millionaire 10 times. Imagine, and in one country, $20,000 might be $1,000,000 in one country. $1,000 here, another country could be $100,000. What I'm saying is this: don't be afraid to embrace the abundance. Don't be afraid to have the resources, because with the resources, you can make a greater impact and you can make this world better by using your wealth and your resources to impact people's lives the best. And the greatest day to be alive is the day you've been listening to Winners for Life Coaching Podcast, a place where you discover your success, your greatness, your purpose, your destiny, and become all what you were designed to be. And when the day we talked about having a millionaire mindset and the difference between a poverty mindset and a millionaire or wealth mindset, all it is a mindset. And we talked about you cannot embrace the abundance life. You cannot embrace that abundant life, but you still live with a poverty mindset. I want to remind you today that you are wealth, that you are abundance, that your birthright is abundance, and you were put on this earth to live out that abundance. You deserve a great marriage. You deserve a great family. You deserve to live a great life. You deserve that. You deserve to live out your success, greatness, purpose, and destiny in this earth. You were placed in this earth. We were placed in this world to dominate and soar. And today I want to remind you that you are abundance, and your birthright is abundance. Embrace it and walk in it. I love you. Speak blessings over your life. Your day is going to be amazing. What are you grateful for? I am grateful today that you listened to this podcast. But I'm grateful today because someone reminded me that my birthright is abundance, and your birthright is abundance, and our birthright is abundance. And today we embrace that abundance. Blessings.